All right, everybody. Hello. Welcome to another stream. This is one I am very curious about. I hope it is now going out to both platforms. I got invited to try to stream in 1440p on both Twitch and YouTube. This is something new they're running. I hope it works. I mean, I was already struggling at lower resolutions and lower bit rates. It might be laggy, but we gotta shoot for the stars and try the best quality. Welcome everybody to another stream. We have another Elite Cup in Trackmania happening, which seems to be working right now on both platforms. Let me know if the quality is good today, will you? I'm very excited. Very excited, guys. Good afternoon. I'm amazed I found time for this. I've had plans this afternoon, and I'm going to a birthday party later tonight. But it just so happens that the 1.5 hour window of time where Elite Cup is happening, I have nothing. So, blessed day, I am able to cast the Elite Cup for you guys, keep up with the matches. The next one is going to be tougher to cast because that's on Norway's National Day. But I got you guys for this one, alright? Are you opening stream on Twitch also? It should be up right now. Guys, on Twitch, can you check out if you can watch the stream in 1440p? Because there is this setting now. You should be able to click it in some countries. Maybe not every country. Does it look good? Brother, if you're late to the boat, it leaves. I got time, Nico. No worries. Short stream. They said, let me see the countries they said it was. Twitch 1440p beta. So they said the following countries. It was a list here. The regions can be seen here. Alright, so USA and Canada. And then in Europe, Middle East, you have Germany, Austria, Switzerland, UK, Ireland, France, Belgium, Netherlands, Luxembourg, Denmark, Finland, Norway, Sweden, Italy, Spain, Andorra, for some reason, Portugal. So not every country. But some countries have it. Looks awesome in Switzerland. Okay, great. And there's no lags anywhere. Guys, I think I've finally fixed the lag issues. Blessed be the day. I thought I'd never see it happen. Let's talk about Elite Cup then. You know how hard it is to stream when you have tech problems? It's like nagging at the back of your mind. It's like, man, I should fix this before anything else. All right, so Elite Cup, everybody. Massa won last time. He is already qualified to EWC at this point. He cannot be surpassed in points by 8 other players, so he is directly qualified. Other than him, Bink's looking very likely, but I believe it's not fully secure yet. He might need one other good result. And then if you look at these labels, it says checkmark DH. That's the players who qualified from DreamHack. So Mudda, Carl, Wosal, they're already qualified for the EWC, Grenadi as well. What we're really looking for is the people with the numbers 1 through 8. So right now, Scrappy, for example, finds himself in the 8th and final spot that would qualify to the Esports World Cup through Elite Cup. But he is kind of with his back against the wall because he needs some high scoring results. Like if Wissy gets 1 banger Elite Cup, if Stufts gets 1 banger, Mola, Solja, Postito Paco, Letzer, New Prime, any single one of these players gets a 1000-pointer, they'll knock down Scrappy, right? So it's gonna be tough. But that's the situation there. And we're really trying to pay attention to who gets the top 8. You can see that some people have results that are grayed out. This is their worst result. Out of the 10 Elite Cups, only your 5 best ones are counted. So you can miss a couple. Tona's missed a few and still really high up. But I believe Scrappy should be playing. Someone said he isn't. Why is one of Scrappy's results orange? This is because he insulted the mapper after going out on that map, which is bad conduct, so it got the result just got voided. So you're not allowed to insult the mapper. You can say, man, this map is terrible, but if I say, this mapper sucks, that is bad conduct punishment. So, yeah. And like I said, the grayed out ones is just the player's worst result. Like, Mime's worst is rank 39 in a match, so his rank 29, 28, 33, 3, and 30 stays. If Mime performs another good result, then his 33 would be grayed out. Did you miss anything? No, it's starting in 7 minutes. The map they're playing is South Korea today, and it is a very tricky map. Like, out of the Elite Cups, guys, this might be the most tricky because it has reactor boosters. Lord knows why Nadeo brought back reactor boosters for their most prestigious, highest prize pool tournament in the game's history, but they did. They centered a map around reactor boosters, and as much as the game is consistent and deterministic, reactor boosters have a funny tendency to shake up the bag a little bit. To you know, this might have very unexpected results. Mr. Chicken, thank you for the 2 months, by the way. You got into Trackmania because of this guy? Well, this guy's very happy you're supporting him. Thank you for the 2 months, and keep enjoying the game. Will EWC be played on these maps, or the black maps with summer campaign? I believe already the spring campaign maps, Sion Row, are 5 of the EWC maps, and then they're gonna have the summer campaign maps as well, and they might have some special designated maps as well. Yeah. Can you try to qualify? There is an online qualifier tournament happening this summer, so even if you've missed all the Elite Cups, you missed DreamHack, you have 0 points right now, you could still qualify, but it is of no interest to me. It would be way too hard and way too much grinding. Any predictions on EWC winner? You know, I have a feeling it will be Carl. I've watched too much Trackmania esports, so I'm unable to make a fun prediction, honestly. It's like if you watch enough tennis, you're just going to predict Djokovic to win everything, or Alcaraz, right? But I'd love to make like a underdog prediction, but yeah. Right now, lately though, I'd say Massa has been very impressive. Massa has kind of fixed the one glaring issue he's had in competitive, which is consistency. But there's another problem Massa has to overcome to truly win, which is that his LAN performances haven't tended to be as strong as his at-home performances. That has been the biggest thing for Massa as well. Super good online, not as good on LAN. Which ultimately is what they have to be, right? So this is the map they're competing on. The qualifier starts in 5 minutes. Take a look at the world record and go through some things while we wait. World record right now by Scrappy, Wissy, Grenadi, Nyko, Gloss, .4s. The map is like very speed heavy, long and winding turns. We've had maps with sharp turns like China, but here it's like, look at how long this turn is, and then to the left, another long corner where you carry speed. So out of these first 20 seconds, not that much is gonna happen. But here, on this drop down, it goes ice into reactor, into grip, and here they land nose down for the car to rotate quicker. See some different lines. They try to get a zoop, so the reactor booster speeding you up extra on the exit there. And then it continues with these long speed tech-like turns. You jump into the grass, low turn here, and then try to land early at the top of the hill. And then full speed corner. Here, very interesting because it's so sharp this turn. You can keep 4th gear, but you're at like the bare minimum speed there. You go into an engine off, a drift, and then, guys, 3 reactor booster turnarounds. So you turn around early, and then you try to manipulate the car so that the second it gets reactor, it starts getting pushed forwards. And this you do by, I mean, you want to counter steer. So like Scrappy's headed, he's rotating counterclockwise now, but he's counter steering so that he gets a lot of pressure against the direction the car is getting pulled in. Does that make sense? It's like you're turning a screw one way, but then when you touch the reactor, it starts turning the other way. So he's counter-steering each one. It does not make sense? Yeah. Fair. So, this map is very tricky. It's also gonna be very close by the looks of it. So just press forward. Press forward will be very slow. It will be very slow. Not at all. Well, that's what they're gonna try to do. And the qualifier is starting in 2 minutes. But it's very easy to crash. Like, you rotate wrong here once, you either crash or lose a bunch of speed, right? So it's a very tough identity, and look how much he slows down before the reactor. Like, some people jumped into it full speed. I also wanted to show line difference on the start that I saw. Here, Grenadi's set up much wider, full inside, and flat. But now he doesn't get the super speed boost, so it loses a bit over the straight. Am I supporting anyone in particular? Not really, no. I am unbiased. I would say if I were to support anyone, it would be... You know, I've been thinking a long time that someone should form an esport team around 2 distinct players that are performing great in the Elite Cups. It would be Mudda and Bren. I think if someone formed an org around those two and made that a big team in the community, that would be something I could see myself supporting. I definitely could. But as of now, I'm unbiased. I'm an unbiased caster. Not funny anymore, twin? Okay. Alright. Magnus thought it was funny. Magnus thought it was very funny. Guys, should we check out the qualifier? If you guys don't know how this works, there's a 15-minute qualifier, just like Cup of the Day, where top 64 make it. I also gotta do an intro. I gotta do an intro for the editors. Join me for an intro, will you guys? And then we kick things off. An intro for the YouTubers. They're gonna appreciate you so much if you're nice to them. It is Saturday in Trackmania, and that means another Elite Cup is on the horizon, a $750,000 qualifier tournament where the top 8 players after 10 editions are the ones who make it. We are now on edition 7 on South Korea, and players 5 best results count, so we're getting to the later stages. These are becoming more and more important for the players that haven't performed yet, that find themselves at the cutoff of the leaderboard, and we are about to play a map that is full of reactor boosters. Very volatile. This could make or break someone's chance at qualifying to the biggest tournaments in Trackmania history. The qualifiers are now starting. We have 15 minutes for the players to set their best times. Top 64 get to play in the Elite Cup division, and the winners of that get a bunch of points. Let's get into it. I can never do this off stream. Guys, I try to do a take like that off stream, it completely fails. It's disaster. I do it on stream, and it's flawless. What a joy. It's the energy I get from you guys. Right, so, qualifiers are underway. Nobody set a time yet, of course, because they just started. We can pull up some streamers to take a look. I think out of everybody, the most important, like, today is Scrappy. I think Scrappy really needs a good result. To the point where, is he even streaming his point of view? I actually don't think Scrappy's even streaming today. Is that true? Wow, yeah, so you can tell it really matters to Scrappy to the point that he's not streaming his quali. So, Spam is watching Binks play the quali. We can check out Grenadi's point of view stream. Maybe you guys aren't aware, but Grenadi plays in this camera 3 where you can't even see the car. I think most people know, but it's still quite impressive to see. You just see the moving screen. Wait, what's with Scrappy? So Scrappy hasn't had the best... Ooh, crashed. Scrappy has not had the best result in the first 6 Elite Cups, meaning that he needs outstanding performances in the last 4 now to make up for it. He is in the 8th and last spot at the moment that would qualify, but there's a ton of good players that are behind that could catch up. So if they have a great performance in any of the last 4 stages, they could surpass him. He has won 4th place, true. Parts of the map are lagging while streaming. Yeah, it is the Vista things, I think. Yo, for Offie. Offie also is due for a great result. It's a bit confusing to watch Granadi's point of view. Alcon also. Is Alcon doing great in the overalls? Sorry, I should be the one who knows this, but... well, Alcon has the DreamHack qualifier, so he's fine. Yeah. There is also the ENC. So the way this works, guys, is... The EWC, you need to be among the top 8 global. In the Nations Cup standings, you need to be the best player from your country and be one of the top 16 countries in total. So like Massa is the best for Germany. That means that Grenadi, although he's doing great, right now would not make it to the Esport Nations Cup. He needs to catch up about 1,000 points in the last steps. DH means DreamHack. That was a qualifier tournament. And so, for example, Scrappy is right now also good for the Belgium ENC because Soldier's down here. But yeah, I was going to take a look at Afi, for example. Incredible player. Those who've been watching Trackmania for a long time know. Afi is very strong. Hasn't had that good of a step yet. I think Neon has been very impressive on pace, but has lacked consistency. He could still do really well. If I look further... I mean, we know Lingo is so good too, but not as consistent. I also think out of the players that are right now outside top 8, Pusito Paco obviously has so much potential to get up there. Josh as well, Stuffed, Wissy, consistently getting quite far, but like look at Wissy, right? Wissy has 2 7th places with 200 points. Had he gotten, I mean, 2 positions further in those 2, then he would right now be in the clear. If this was a 5th place and that was a 5th place, he would be in the top. So it's so volatile that way. You gotta try next year. Sammy, you would do well here. Don't get it in your head that you're not a good player. You are a great player and you would do stunning in this format. Your like routine and your diligence when you practice is what sets you apart. So you would do phenomenally. Let's quickly check out now the current qualifier standings. So they are here. As of right now, Mime in the lead with a 1:12.49. We saw 1:12.29, the world record by Scrappy. Snow also tying that. And I am gonna scroll because is this the longest map? No, it's about the same as Greece, but yeah, you don't get a lot of attempts here. 1:13.36, 1 second slower, and that is the cutoff for Division 1. Might be missing some good players from that still. But yeah, several are not streaming then. Like, is Pac streaming his Elite Cup? I don't think so. So very few... Oh, Massa is streaming, yeah. Massa, rank 1 so far, a lot of confidence. Drops a 1:12.60. We can take a look at him drive a run. Is Scrappy playing? Yes, he is, but not streaming his point of view. You can see that Massa plays camera 1, but he plays in stretched resolution. So the car here looks much wider. And this is something that a lot of the top players do because you get a much better feeling for your hitbox when things are wider. So they do it in Counter-Strike too, you know. Oh, he gets a huge reactor boost. And he is the leading back, you're right? Some different style. Also so sweet, he's got some roasts there on the table. It's like decorated for a romantic dinner after the win, I think. It's like, yeah, let me just go and win this tournament again. I won last week. And then let's have a candlelit dinner. He crashed close. Yeah, just 1 hour. You know. Carl's not there. It's a free win. Is it a dinner with me? No, I wish. It looks like a very nice place to have a dinner. Very nice dinner location. Can see if we find someone else. This one froze for a second. That no engine turn seems really hard, yeah, and they're sending it too, you know? They're full sending. 1 second. I need to enable chat here. I don't know why my browser freezes sometimes. Maybe I have too many streams open. Gwen now with a new first place. Soldier also up there with a 112. Who else could we take a look at? There's a lot of point of views. A lot of point of views. I suppose Massa might be the best to watch at the moment to see some of the quali. Grenadi's one is Cam 3, so it's a bit harder to spectate, I feel. It looks like intentional that he's doing this slight tilt to get a reactor zoop. Full flick into the drift. Land flat with the hill. Like, some of these EWC maps have been called very simple by the pros in comparison to the Red Bull maps. But there is some beauty in simple maps too. Like, when there isn't that much to do on the maps and that much to gain and that much chaos, the parts that they're able to set themselves apart with, like, even if it's just 500th, 1000ths, that becomes very impressive too. But it's not as flashy, you know? It's like a chess grandmaster winning a seemingly drawn endgame by just like slight outmaneuvering 10 moves in a row. But I do feel for people that aren't used to watching Trackmania that the maps are like, you don't feel so lost in a concrete jungle of things happening here. Like, it's quite open. You can see where you're going. So that's a good thing. Who's on the limit? Yeah, I can check real quick. We still have 6 minutes to go, so it's not completely stressful territory. If you want to check yourself, you go to Competitions, Cup of the Week, Info, Qualifier, and then you scroll. So now we have Chardonnay with a 1:13.04. So Birdie is slightly outside now. Shinek slightly outside. Yakosto we've seen a lot of times in Division 1, slightly outside. Pika as well. They all need to get better runs. Not missing any favorites at the moment, I don't think so. I think actually almost all the favorites have qualified unless they haven't set a time. Like, I could scroll very far now, but I think it's unlikely. So we should have most of the favorites. Mario's playing, yeah. But I don't think he has hunted that much. So like Scrappy should be fine, like we saw. He had a 112.8 first run. Yeah, he's at 112.5 now. Marius Erasure. Marius is not a favorite. Marius is great. Love Marius. He's not a favorite though. He plays without practice. Link playing? The GOAT. Okay, fastest way only represent. Someone asked me if I'm cheering for anyone. It's gotta be Link. But I'm unbiased. You can trust me as an unbiased source of casting, but I have told Link since a long time that he should really try competitive. Especially because we got info that there will be 3 qualifier spots for Oceania. So this summer, there will be a online qualifier tournament for EWC where 3 spots are in Oceania. And Mudda's already qualified, right? So if you notice recently, like, J-Swag got signed by Fnatic, Biowak got signed by Team Sentinels, but like, Link himself could easily get one of these spots and go to EWC through this. Like, it's for him, I think, almost free that he can get it. So it's really cool that he's playing. Crude could also get it, yeah. Crude, the campaign hunter. Nova, as well as another player that stands out. We'll have to see. Also, 3 North America spots. Like, this could be Cackney, this could be Lingo. Lots of candidates there. South America is also, I mean, I'm thinking of campaign hunter should try here. Like, we have Haskell from Brazil, maybe Psychosis. I think he's Uruguay? Like, there's a lot of players that you might not think of that definitely should try. Matt. Yeah. Charles is playing, so of course. Noisia, yeah. Neil as well, yeah. Back in the day, Brazil used to be one of the top countries in Trackmania. With a team called 7-Eleven. Was it 7-Eleven? Yeah. Team 7-Eleven, I think. Like, they were one of the early, really strong competitive teams. In 2008. Time till quali. Quali is already ongoing. It is 2 minutes left of quali. Massa PB's here. 1:12:58. Just getting consistent. Yeah. Enner is also... He's from one of the South American countries, true. It's very true. How good was Peak Matt? He wasn't competitive, but he didn't have too good of a showing, but Matt is like, for time attack hunting, very good. Consistency was a problem. Uffy needs a big day today too. It's really Uffy, Scrappy, and we looked at a couple other players too. That were just outside. Wizzy, Stifts. They are kind of on the cutoff and running out of time. How good was P. Criolu? You know, that's a shame. He was very good. But he was also a bit torn between streaming and competing. So he was struggling a bit with that. Chemko needs a good day today. Mime, Letster, yeah. Tono. You guys are... I love it. You guys are really up to date. It's great. It's great to see. Does Riolu still hate me? I don't think so. I don't think so. Think he's actually doing okay. How's Alcon looking? So Alcon is already qualified through DreamHack for EWC. And his closest competitors from Czechia, I believe, are Hill and Bestie for the Nations Cup spot. But he is quite far ahead because he's had some good performances. Shows the leaderboard for quali. Yes, sir. Qualifier ends now, actually. So Gwen winning the qualifier with a 1:12:31, just behind Scrappy's world record, 29. And if we look at the cutoff, we're going to scroll past most of it. J-Swag 1 spot away. Oh, this is a massive opportunity, actually, for... well, is it? I mean, Mura's going to get the Nations Cup spot regardless, but maybe Link could have a better showing. That is... Wow, by a few thousandths. Pika and Yakosto not making it either, just barely. And then... There are a couple of these, like... Don't they call it in... Is it in poker where someone's like a bubble player? No. Which sport is that? Like they're just outside the Div 1 bubble? Or like hovering in and out? Yeah. So some of the names we see here are quite... Pusito Paco barely making the quali. This is a bit surprising. Because he needs a good day today. A bubble boy. Okay. The triple UK here. This is going to be a stacked Elite Cup as always. Exciting. Also, Naiko. Naiko back in form. Okay, let's take a look. We're going to jump into game, guys. Do you want to watch the world records one more time before we watch the match? I could probably do that. I'm just so happy. Can I ask you guys again on Twitch? I've been invited to a new setting, which lets me stream at 1440p, so... You should check if it's available in your country, that you can watch the stream in 1440. It should be crisp as ever. I'm very happy about this. Massive upgrade. World record by Scrappy. Gwen winning the qualifier with that time right next to it. And let's take a look at the top 5. Did anyone have a better reactor boost strat, for instance? See, Scrappy's world record had a slow start in comparison to the others. But this is where we're going to start to see some differences. 20 seconds, the first 20 are pretty plain, and now, on the drop down, some going for that inside line straighten, others doing nose dive, and wow. Scrappy's kind of getting smoked here, but the ending in this run must have been very good. Yeah, look, it's like, the others are 0.15 ahead here. Oh, nice downhill line there though in the grass. Gained a bit. Wosa low line, dropping the gear on purpose, I believe, for consistency. Engine off drift, very good by Scrappy, and then wide setup by Gwen for this flight. This is also interesting. Such different approaches. But yeah, Scrappy's end very strong. That is the map. It's gonna be close rounds all throughout the day. I'm gonna get us onto the server so we can watch, and then we'll see who wins this one. Let me see. Alright, settings. Good. Do you think we will see failures in the end from the pros? I actually think so, yes. Because it looks very consistent when it works, but if you misangle the car, then you don't get a big zoop. If you angle wrong, you might just fly straight into the wall and have to release. And as we speak of world records, Alcon starts the no KO with a 1:12:21. So if you wonder what the world record is, well, it just got updated. And the entire server putting some respect on his name. God damn. Alright, Alcon, one to look out for today. The adrenaline junkie can't get enough of risking in the no KO rounds. Alright, let me turn off some plugins here so it's easier to watch. First round. So if you guys aren't familiar, the bottom two players each round here to begin with are the ones who get eliminated. I just realized I'm not actually allowed. I gotta turn off Open Planet because I'm not allowed to have Open Planet on the server. Yeah, guys, at least I'm not showing inputs, which is like the big bad wolf, but I gotta fix that. Alright, well, let's catch the first round at least. Jadon with a huge mistake before the first reactor. I'd still not count him out here, it's only 3 seconds. Guys, when do you ever boot your game without Open Planet? I don't. Alright, I gotta fix that. And Mola has had a huge mistake too. Jadon now 1 spot closer to safety. But it feels really bad to go out in the first round because it's just week of practice. You spend all that time preparing, and then if it goes wrong, it's really it would be here. If something was wrong, it would be here. Didn't catch anyone failing the first flight. Second one, some people going very wide. Is Jadon any closer to safety? 1 second behind, and wow. The result remains. Jadon and Mola are both out. Alright, so I'm gonna hope this doesn't crash my game. Fantastic. Disabled Open Planet. And my game didn't crash. Massive. Jadon is Jadon now. Okay. We are starting strong with the puns. Also unfortunate for Mola going out first round. He's had some very strong performances, like on Greece, but yeah. Nah, it sucks to be the first. Of course, someone has to be the first knockout, but it ain't fun. Huso here for Turkey recently got signed. Him and Chemko for the same org. So cool to see more international orgs joining as well. Onio with a mistake on the reactor. Landing a bit wrong, perhaps. Name tags on or off, guys. It's a huge wave of name tags to begin with. But the downside of turning them off is we might not see exactly who falls behind. Maybe change a bit back and forth. Right now it's Azion and Onio behind. Closer, though, than what Jadon and Mulla were. Cholich just a spin. Did you guys notice? Cholich and Birdie have some swag. Birdie has been streaming himself practice map all week. I've seen it. But, oh, Donio caught flimsy there at the end to stay in. Just barely. Just barely got past. You can make them smaller, someone said, and you're right, actually. Try here to make them as small as possible. Yeah, more like no TM. Oh man. Oh man. Are these too small? Like I have to squint my eyes to even see who's playing now. That was a funny one. Alright, well I gotta fix it next round now. Otherwise it's gonna lag. Josh with a mistake in the start. Josh, by the way, oh, double crash, double respawn. If only the name tags were bigger than an atom or two, we could actually see who it was. Pack and Nitek. Pack with a 7-second mistake. This is irrecoverable. This is GG. Somehow, I was just about to mention Pack, actually, because Josh is a huge threat to Pack for his Esport Nations Cup qualifier in the UK. And the reason is that Australia is a map that's coming up, and it is a primarily full-speed track. Josh is one of the world's best full-speed players, so he is a likely candidate to get the 1,000 points there. And Pack, not that good at full speed, might get very little. So Pack wants to build a lead towards Josh, but yeah, talking about that, he is now going to get eliminated. +7, they just don't fail. And it's Pack and Nitek out. Big surprise there. Big surprise. So that was quite shocking to see. That was quite shocking. The Pack has had some of these now, like 4th place last week I think it was. That was very strong. But then 58th here. Is this a qualifier? Yeah, so if you're unfamiliar with Elite Cups, there are 10 of these. We're now on the 7th Elite Cup out of the 10. Your best 5 results count, and after these 10 cups are played, the 8 players with the best overall scores will be the ones that make it to Esports World Cup. And again, we've seen at least one player, Dionysus, there crash that wall, and he is now certainly out. No recovery. Who is Onio? So this is it's funny you ask, because yeah, he is a very good player that used to compete in Trackmania around 2010. He was one of the early really good players in the game, and he has come back to compete in full force. And there's a lot of new things the guys had to learn, like ice and reactors and stuff, but he's getting along well. Very close round here. Wosal in a bit of trouble at the back. One of the players who's consistently been among the best. Jan now with a mistake. He falls back before the last reactor booster, maybe catching a Czech player there who failed, but I don't think it's going to be enough. Jan out. And the Czech player, I believe, was Basti. I gotta turn up the size of the name tag still. So Dionysus and... one moment. It was Dionysus and Jan that went out. Guys, I want to show you this Cholich line. Cholich was one of the best ice players as soon as the game came out. It was kind of him and Mika were known as the two really good ice players among the French. That's the Raider Cup scene. Oh, 2 big crashes here. That is a different Jan and Epos. Both Pack and Epos with early mistakes. We'll come back to the Cholich line in a moment, but... oi, Stufts with a huge crash. Doesn't get the line into the drop down. He falls down. Now it's a very close battle all of a sudden between Jan and Epos. They both hit 1 wall each. 0.4 apart. Jan gets more speed here though. Shove the knee down there. And Onio has had a respawn. Clip the checkpoint by going too low, I believe. So the gaps are now huge down to the bottom. Beautiful time to show this Cholich end line. Take a look at this. Most players here go normal, but he spins the other way. And it is to stop the momentum of the car. A bit like I said, like you're twisting it one way and then you counter steer the other to make it fly forwards as soon as possible. It's a little cute trick. I was hoping no positions would change here in the end, and that remains. Onio and Stifts didn't really catch the ending of their runs, but uneventful after big crashes. Yeah, I've already done the oh no pun when he goes out in 5 Elite Cups already, so I'm not gonna repeat it. But yeah, Onio is out. Scrappy didn't qualify? He did, yeah. It's just Scrappy is not actually streaming because he had some lags on the map and maybe wanted to focus more. This I'm interested to see. Gwen, who won the qualifier and looked like one of the strongest players on this map, 0.99 behind. 0.5 though behind safe positions. He is gonna, I think, catch this up before the identity. He's now 0.3 behind the closest players. It was 0.5. Now it's 0.2. Sensed the drift, barely makes it past both Apexes, and now it's equal. He is just so good at the map. He's gaining towards first place at the same time, by the way. Carries 4th gear while going low to the checkpoint. That's another position. Now he's in the clear. Perhaps a bit stressed though before the identity, as we've had one big respawn. Mimo Jr. completely out. That might make it easier to survive. It's away Friedrich. Avon also struggling there in the end. He didn't get the turnaround correctly. Aurel now in the red before the last one. Passes away Friedrich and gets to safety. Away Friedrich and Mimo Jr. are the players that got eliminated. Like Gwen there is looking really strong after his mistake. That was impressive. So many French players, yeah. Trackmania has its roots in France. It's a French game, and a lot of players started playing due to a French streamer called Serrator, who hosted a bunch of cups in the game over the course of 10 years. So that has left its mark. We've had a ton of players that started playing for his competitions and stayed. So like Richie, Glust, Wosile, Serrar, Nyko. The list goes on, but many of them started because of Serrator. You want to gamble so bad, maybe the mods to set up a prediction for you. Though it's a bit hard to set one up with this many players left, we'll see. Into the ending, Richie and Wosile in the bottom. It's actually 4 French players in the bottom at the moment. So it's gonna be close. Richie not getting much closer, but Wosile maybe with a good chance. Feed is there, Noisia slows down. Last turn around, Richie looks like he gets a good. Avon hits the wall, who's out? It's Noisia and Avon, wow. Avon's reactor flight too close on the right side, so he tapped the wall barely. And that was all it took. Close rounds now. We have 50 players driving within 1.5 seconds of each other in a 1 minute 13 map. That is really close rounds. Avon is now Avoff. Avon is Avgone. You guys are in form today. Good shape. Oh, birdie! Opa, that is not looking good. It's alright, it's alright. We've seen worse. It's just you give players a little bit of time to settle in to the match situation, and it's like they played 9 rounds now. You're getting some flow. And so mistakes become less and less frequent and less disastrous the longer the match goes. So that 1 second you lost in the beginning starting to look difficult to recover, but we gotta take a look. This special line from Chalich with the spin, If it gains, it has to gain a bunch now. Feed with a mistake before the downhill. Less speed still, even to the turnaround. Awkward setup, perhaps. Charles is a good one. Passes feed and birdie. Second one, no turnaround. Someone was at the very back wall and in a lot of trouble. Last turnaround, I think it's clear. Auris and Jan go out. Scrappy also close to elimination there. Good ending from birdie. Good ending from feed, too. A bit hard to spectate this ending because of the just the variance in lines. Like someone who's 12th might fail the last turnaround and drop to last, and we don't even see it. Any Portuguese? I actually don't think so, but Pika and Iacosto were 66 and 66 plus 1 in the qualifier, so they were just outside Division 1, which is top 64. Super close. Neon with a fail on the drop down. How does he adapt? Oh, that didn't look good. Sorry to say, that did not look good. It's him and Mime. It's double Polish at the moment in the bottom. We've seen this happen in a couple Elite Cups where players from the same country struggle in the same round. Happens more frequently than you'd think, but it's not impossible for either of them. Charlich with a bit of a mistake. Was that lag related? I wonder. Either way, unfortunate there. He finds himself last. Mime battling for survival against Cackney. Hill also down there. Neon down there. Asian. Second turnaround. Mime now barely into safety pass. Another car looks good for him. Little bit angled, and that is going to be an elimination. Classic example of over angle on the turnarounds. And not the result Mime was hoping for. Not the result Mime was hoping for whatsoever. Is Carl Jr. through? Yeah, so Carl Jr. is not playing because he has already qualified to EWC through DreamHack Birmingham. So he doesn't need to play the Elite Cups. He would, maybe for the Esport Nations Cup spot, but it's likely that he can keep his position against Lingo, who's the closest Canada opponent, even with not playing, so. Who else is qualified? Let me see if I can remember everybody. You have Carl Jr., Epos, Pac, Grenadi, and then you also have Elcon, Wosile, Gwen, and someone else? Mudda? I think that's all of them. Grenadi's playing to try to... Oh, Gwen isn't, it's Bran, my bad. Yeah, Bran. So Grenadi's playing to try to secure his Nations Cup spot. He's in a battle with Musa for the Germany spot in the Nations competition. Only the oh, Tween faceplant! You might have seen that. Think it's pretty clear now. All these guys make it. Yeah. Where's Mola? Mola went out first round. Forgetting his own voice. No, I did not. I did not. It's just hard to, you know, you're reciting names off the dome. It's hard to get every single player that made it through a tournament, through semifinals. The Elite Cup will be an endurance test with how long it is? Yeah. It is a really good, even if you're qualified, I mean, it's really good to get match experience on some of these tracks. Like, just to have felt what it's like to play it in a match. So there could be players here that just value that, even if they're qualified. I like this line by Charles. He's the only player going for this inside jump. And it's something we've seen where... Oh, bestie, my god, how did that not crash? It's something we've seen where players will favor a line just for consistency sometimes. If it loses 500ths, but you can survive the turn every time, then they like it. Last week, there was an inside line at the start where Grenadi and Elcon used it. What happened here? That was Birdie with a mistake. I did not see what happened to New Prime, but he's been behind the entire race. Will Birdie get saved here? Will there be some mistakes in the flights? He's going for the spin line also. Might be faster on paper. He's catching up to Golden Nugget. Oh, I think Bestie's crashed disastrously. Oh, never mind. I think Bestie does a spin in the last one. Birdie's out. What do you say when it goes really bad in golf? Is it a bogey? A birdie shot a bogey, yeah. Yeah. Pineapple Pusher in chat had it too. Birdie sent his last tweet. Alright. Alright. Nice. Birdie gonna fly high. Who do I think has the best shot at winning in this exact cup? In this exact cup? From what we've seen so far? I mean, I predicted Gwen last week. I don't want to say the same thing. I'm gonna say Uffy. Just a bit of an out there. I think Uffy and Scrappy have the most incentive to perform. And have therefore put in the most practice. And also have the drive. I think it's them two. Apple's in trouble, yeah. This is actually huge for Josh. If Josh gets a good step today... Step, old term. If they get a good match, now that Pack and Apples, if they go out early, that would be massive. Maybe it's not set in stone yet. Apples could recover Bestie with a mistake. And Apples is, in a British accent, perhaps gonna say, thanks, Bestie. As he gets saved here. That was my worst one yet. Chemko out as well. Blimey. Horrible. Guys, you're influencing me in a bad way. I think I'm a better caster without the puns. I think as soon as we added the puns to Elite Cups, when people go out, it has drastically lowered the quality. Prove it next round. Alright, let me cast without puns. Let's get serious. We are now 14 rounds into the Elite Cup, top 40. We've had 24 eliminations, but already in the start, it's been disaster in the precision part for Josh and Spark. Spark also of interest for the Asia qualifiers, but Josh here, who we pointed out, has a golden opportunity to catch some points against Pack. With his early elimination, finds himself in a lot of trouble. Wissy down there too. Perhaps a target for Josh to reach. Knock out another countryman. You really want to outperform specifically those players from your country because it's so good for Nations Cup standing. So Josh needs to full sun from here on out. Hope for the best. Wissy with an overtake on Feed there, who makes a mistake, and they're side by side in the downhill here. An opportunity for Josh. Will he capitalize and make the most of this, or will he get beaten by the French? The British do not take a liking to that. Into the first reactor, it's Feed with the best line, but Feed jumps very far now, so Josh getting a bit closer. A player has failed the ending there. Believe it was a Turkish flag. No, it was Morocco. Ender with a mistake, and they're both fine. Spark and Ender out. Is it better? Should I just say puns all day? Wow, Ender really teleporting away like an Enderman. Is that funnier? Damn. Spark really didn't ignite in this match, huh? Is that a better cast? It's like so terrible. Oh my! Someone is out. Whoever crashed there, I don't know. How is this not out? It's like, it looks so much worse, but it's only a 1 second mistake. Neon in trouble. Charles with an awkward drop down onto the reactor as well. And okay, we've seen crazier comebacks. Also, dangerous for Scrappy here. Very, very dangerous situation. Like, you wanna build up throughout this map a buffer so that when you get into the ending, you look at the split, you see, oh, I have at least a 1 second gap of failing failing room I could have in the end. Now he doesn't really afford any mistakes. Neon, full send, passes Serrar for a moment, shove the knee as well. Neon might go into the wall. That looked rough, and he DNFs. Charles is 8 seconds behind, and the round is over. The round is over. Guys. Neon was not in his element in this one. Isn't Neon Neon's an element, right? I think it is. It's not in his element. It's pretty good. It was a noble pursuit because it's a noble gas, got you. Alright, next one, lock in. We want to see rounds without these early mistakes. We've got one now. Huso, the last one out of the field, but they're all within 0.4. Very similar Zoops, but he got a lot of speed there. And again, Scrappy struggling a bit in the start. He looked very good on time attack with the world record before the match. Alcon did beat that. But he also looked good in the quali, like 112.2 in time attack, 112.5. Now, like these slightly slow starts, maybe a bit too safe. And it's very hard to perfectly turn up the notch throughout the match to get faster and faster. Into the identity we go. Shove the knee passing. Scrappy last for a moment. Second flight. Catch up to a bunch of people. Elcon with a mistake. He's gonna be out. Posito Paco into the wall. Both of the old Nemesis players now are eliminated. Posito Paco and Elcon. So, those who were hoping for the adrenaline junkie Elcon to do well, not gonna be this one. And Postito Paco is actually quite significant, his elimination here, because he's at the bubble. He's just outside the top 8 for Esports World Cup. So, opportunity. Oh my god! Golden Nugget looks like he's playing a khaki map. I've built khaki maps like that, where you clip the first road into a huge bounce. That was ridiculous. He's on the wrong server. You should go to Khaki Remix. That was crazy. No, so, to my point, Postito Paco, just outside the top 8, Opportunity, Scrappy, Wissy, Offie, Stifts, to make a breakaway on the overall leaderboard. Huso versus Feed. We've seen Feed many times close to the bottom. Let's see if he can save yet another precarious situation here. First turnaround, would say that went pretty well. Second one, Huso over angle, has to release a lot or that's gonna happen. And Feed will just hold his position in the orange again. Huso out, who said so? Yeah. Tona's results will be huge. He only has 3 cups so far. True. Tona also. Huso, we have a problem. But it's like so far out, bro. It's so far, there's just this tiny thread of connection that you have there for it to barely work. Else it was terrible. So we have a problem. Like, it's a thin line there before that's just way too try-hard. But okay, good one. Next round we had a mistake here in the start, gonna see who that was. Didn't catch the nameplate, and Feed is again in trouble. Likes to live on the edge. It was by me in 32. 2 seconds behind, and Feed again in red-orange. Let's see what it becomes this time. Another clutch, perhaps. Shove the knee as well. Also at the edge of the field now, getting harder and harder to survive these rounds. Let's feed into the red as we go into the identity. Oh, that looks bad for Scrappy. I think Scrappy might be out here. Oh no, he survived. She survived. Scrappy's fine. False alarm. Hedra in trouble and will remain in the red. Feed clutched again. How on earth did Scrappy save that? Because, like, I'm looking at the car angle when they're flying, right? And I saw that the nose of the car should be it was pointed completely the wrong way for Scrappy. That must have been close. Yeah. Bye, comma, me. Like, bye to myself, bye me. As bye me goes out. Nice, nice. Top 30 now. Half the field has been eliminated already. Wide line from Chardonnay saves it. Onto the reactor. Nose down to rotate quicker. Grenadi with a different line there. Still, he air brakes. Drives more inside line, but it's harder. Into the drift. Chardonnay with low speed. He's gonna get passed down into the red for a moment. Clawing his way back out. Against Tona and Neil. Wide here though, plus dropping the gear is unfavorable. And now let's see the turnarounds. Feed in a lot of trouble. Is he gonna clutch up one more time? This looks worse than before. The first one he points to behind. Grenadi with low speed, but Massa rather, but he gets a good second one. Is Massa gonna be out? Oh, it's so close. Massa passes one. Feed somehow survives again, and it's Neil and Legu who are out. Guys, we had an Elite Cup at the start of the season where Zerar got orange out of 40 rounds. Zerar got orange 13 times and made top 3. Feed here is looking so far to be on the same trajectory. Same trajectory, setting up the story arc. I get so Chardonnay. I get so nervous for players when they're on this super awkward trajectory and they refuse to release. It could be pride, it could be confidence, but sometimes I'm like, that's gonna crash. I look at it, that's gonna crash. But still, it's like you want to keep your speed in these long corners, and so it's hard to judge the turns perfectly. But sometimes they judge it correctly. I think it's gonna crash and I'm wrong. Cackney with 2 mistakes. The first one may be recoverable. The second one here, and it's a problem. Plus 1 second of everybody else before the identity. Now it's just about safing. Nice and easy. Do not want to face plant. Make sure you get every turn. Oh, who? Link? Wow, still fine. Whew. Not a lot of rounds can afford that one. Shada needs help. it's a bit much. It's a bit not. That's not. It's a bit much. Chardonnay is a difficult pun to hit. Let's start to take a look at some of the favorites on pace, by the way. Like, we saw Gwen when he was behind Catch a lot. Let's see how he builds a lead when he's first. My god, that's a good line. Close to the outside so he gets a full flat grip onto the road. He does the nose down line. Grenadi there and Must on the inside with the flat. But now Gwen with the speed again. Back up into first. Down the hill smooth. Like, this is pristine to look at. Pristine gameplay. Gotta look at the Battlefield Survival. Otex made a mistake. Plus 1. Wizzy, Arel. Also down there. And Josh. Is one player to keep an eye on today. Good drift from Wizzy to catch up a lot there towards many players. Makes the ending snipe a lot more likely. First reactor flight, good. Second one, he sets up early. Just avoid the wall here. Good angle for the last one. Glustus drop down, has low speed, finds himself far behind. And Glust OTAC out this round. G last. Well, yeah. Obvious. Come on, give me something. You know. We can all see G last. Is Bren not playing? I think I saw him. But you could be right that he's not. Yeah, can't see him right now. We're not gonna say 1-12-21. Bren's already qualified. He could go for the French ENC one, but it's very hard to catch up to Bink, so maybe doesn't bother, and oh my lord. These are the rounds where it's just like, what do? You are in no man's land. If you're Heave and Azion here, you're in absolute no man's land and there's nothing you can do about it. Like, nobody from the leading group now should fail. 3 seconds is an eternity. Even with Josh's line here, it should be all good. You still have 2 seconds at your disposal. And they train specifically for safing. Should be all good. 0R with a mistake. Even that, not enough to get you eliminated. Yeah. It's just too far on this map. He was too heavy. Yeah, we've heard this one too. Is this Josh from Let's Game It Out? I have not heard of Josh from Let's Game It Out, so I couldn't tell you. Sounds a bit like a Let's Player name, and Josh is a gamer, but not a Let's Player. He's like very good at every game he picks up. He used to be SSL in Rocket League, while also being one of the world's best full-speed players in Trackmania. Massa missing on the drop down. He clipped the inside. That's a DNF. That is just a full DNF. Yeah, not much to do. It was one mistake that led to the next. Apples now also deep in the red. But you know, not too bad from us. It looked like you had a candlelit dinner prepared. I think he's still gonna be fine. Right now, leading the Elite Cup circuit. Already qualified for EWC. Still a chance he might get passed for ENC, so Opportunity Grenadi. Take a look at. But he can be quite happy with recent performances. Will Apples have a chance here on the last turnaround? Anybody gonna make it interesting? Doesn't really look like it. Apples Massa out. Must have been the wind? Must have been the wind. I like that. EPO SOS. Terrible episode. Okay. Guys. Enough. If we're doing these ones, we gotta stop. I'll confiscate the chat soon if we don't. Either we improve or we call it off. You know, it's a bit like these TV shows where they milk it for far too many seasons. When it's already like been done. We gotta let it remain a good thing before we just run it into the ground. Anyway, oh, my game tabbed out. Round 24, still 2 knockouts until we have 16 players left, so these are difficult rounds to survive now. With this many consistent fast players left and 2 KOs. Snow with a 1-second mistake. I think already that is going to be enough to have him out. The other spot being fought for by Arel, trying to catch up to Scrappy, the closest opponent. First turnaround. Oh, someone behind there with a mistake. That was Serrar. Very far behind now. Coco with a mistake though, might make it interesting. Snow looking for an opportunity. but it is never mind, summer, and the snow has melted. Serrar also out. Are you guys gonna confiscate the mic? Try to stop me. This is my stream. I didn't say I don't get to do puns. I said you guys don't. There's no way that happened. Guys, the last double KO round. Can we please focus? 2 knockouts this round. The points are about to become juicy. If you guys don't know, for each round they survive in the beginning, they gain an approximate 4 more points. But when we get to the top 8, they gain 100 more points per position they survive. And then if you win, you gain 1,000. So 300 more than second place. It's massive to make it to top 8. So important rounds now coming up. Grenadi is looking for a win here to catch up to Massa in Germany ENC standings. Players like Solja, Scrappy, fighting for Belgium spot and also for top 8. Tona, Josh even, Coco. They're all with a chance of top 8 here. Feed very far behind. He's been orange too many times, I think, to get away once more. But what's the other KO? Soldier still in the red. Scrappy down there too now. But he does slow down a lot to get more speed for the last 2. It looks like he's fine. Soldier not finding anybody. And he is out in 17th here. Soldier and Feed. It's time to forfeit. Yeah. Soldier out before Scrappy is great for Scrappy, it is. Now 1 knockout per round. So just in terms of like, if you see a mistake in a round like this, when there's so many players left, it is a lot easier to save than if there's 2 players getting KO'd. So we will probably see someone crash and the rest of the field will all drastically reduce their pace. But until they see that, they're just gonna go full throttle throughout. Whoa, what a boost from Richie. Great reactor part. Finds the downhill with full grip too, so drives that completely optimal. A little bit wide for this jump, but that is to get downhill, so that's the line he opts for. And a lot of speed here too. Like, it's interesting if you only pay attention to one player at a time. You can kind of see what they opt for, and there's slight differences in approaches to the rest of the field. Link with a mistake before the identity. 0.3 behind the closest player, just about. Rossi though into the pillar, and now on the next checkpoint they might see it. It's time to save, but Josh has made a worse mistake than Rossi. He didn't get the info before the last checkpoint, and Josh is out in 16th. And this is something that Pack is gonna be thrilled about. Pack really has to have a good points margin to Josh before Australia to get the British ENC spot. So unfortunate for Josh, but great performance here, and Australia is going to be fun to watch as well, with him and Mudda, and I hope Mudda plays Alcon as well. Fantastic full speed player. Mudda's got to play Australia, right? Even if he doesn't play the other ones, I think he's going to play Australia. Canada with Carl Jr. maybe, yeah, Lingo. It's fun when you play the map based on your country. What a boost from Uffy, oh my days. Was he ready for it? He caught it. It's right now Grenadian last, okay. Let's see how he handles it. We know Richie has some really good lines in the middle here, and that is his closest opponent. So he might not get too much closer there, but he's also catching towards others. Passing Aurel there, getting close up towards Scrappy. In the grass part, nice line. And suddenly it's Aurel who's been left trailing by quite a bit before the identity. Wide setup from Binks and Guan. You can tell they've been training together. Different line. Grenadi though, did he go into the wall? No, he just went wide. But he was right now last for a second. Now it's Aurel last. Last turnaround. Grenadi with good enough speed to fend them off and stay alive in the match. Aurel out. Everybody within 0.8 though. The races are getting faster. He got relegated. Really? Au revoir. Gwen crushing it. I thought I was gonna be boring by predicting Gwen to win again. Because I feel like I always predict Gwen, but like... he is so much so due for winning one of these guys. Like back in 2023, Gwen used to... or even 2022. No. In 2021, Gwen was playing Cup of the Days on a mouse. Clicking left to steer left and clicking right to steer right. And he would win Cup of the Days for fun, just clicking away on a mouse. Even though he plays controller. Like, he can do so well in knockout formats while absolutely trolling. That when he's playing actual serious gameplay, like, he should be a favorite to win. For sure. So, yeah. Big mistake here, they all see it. Not expecting any mistakes in the end. I mean, Richie, okay, slow down a bit. It's all good. No crashes. And they make it through to the next round, yeah. All securing it. Gwen is like a 112.6 machine here. He's one of the only players with a higher Cup of the Day win rate than Scrappy, and he does it by trolling, yeah. And it was also like, there was this campaign map where you had some really good Dirt players playing. You had Insanity, Race Hans was playing it, a couple other off the top guys, and again, Gwen, clicky-clack on a mouse, beat them all on a campaign map that like hundreds of thousands of players have played, just clicking. So, like, Gwen's natural ability in Trackmania is something you can't really get unless you grow up with the game. Gwen has played since he was 4 years old. And he's now 21, you know? It's like, his entire life, he's a bit Trackmania brained, so... Link with a mistake, uh-oh. Uh-oh. And I think the others are gonna play this in a very cynical way. They're not gonna go for world record in this round, they're not gonna do anything fancy. It's like in chess, you just trade into a winning endgame, you're up a piece, let them run out of pieces, and then convert. Lingo maybe made it interesting there with a bit of a crash, but he has hope for a miracle here, Link. And okay, Lingo, are we feeling generous here? This ain't a charity, this is the biggest tournament quali in Trackmania history. And Link gets nothing for free here. 13th place though. Very impressive from Link, who doesn't play a lot of KOs. So, cool to see. Top 12. This might now soon be Lingo's best performance. Nyko has a second place. This might be one of Coco's best. Tona is so interesting. When he shows up, he always performs. He does feel a little bit like a Marius 89 of the field, Tona, where he just does not fail that much. Not the fastest, but does not fail. Super impressive consistency. Only 10 rounds remain now until we have a winner. Vosal has won before. Grenadi, I believe, also won one. He's at least been very consistent. But aren't they the only two step winners? Binks as well is here. So a lot of these people consistently able to perform. But these spots now and until like top 5 is where a lot of things for overall standings can be decided. Offie with a mistake. Missed the grass exit, had to break tap. A little bit rattled before the ending. And is he one of the last at this first reactor? Hard to tell with the splits. Through the first checkpoint, it was Lingo for a moment, but Offie down there too. Offie's behind. It's Richie though, who was last. Last turn around, and it's Richie. But what a great round. Everybody within half a second after that much driving. And it's Richie now, who goes broke in 12th. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Top 11. Top 11. We mentioned Uffy, Scrappy, Wissy. They're all still here in the running for this one. We mentioned Grenadi for Nations Cup. Like, there's so many storylines ongoing, and there's some players that could still make an upset happen, like Coco, Lingo, and Tona, I think especially. If either of them win, it would be ridiculous. And Ico as well, because they're not players that... Oh, a mistake there from Lingo, was it? Yeah, he touched on the inside of the drifts. And that... Oh, Gwen! This is cinema. 1 versus 1. The speed will reset as they go down into the grass hill, and it's equal. It's only them two. One can make it out alive, the other gets knocked out. Who's it gonna be? Two fantastic players. On the reactor boost, Gwen sets up wide, the same line as Binks, to get a better turnaround, but Lingo wins the first one. Second turnaround, better for Lingo again, I would say. And the last one, is Lingo gonna knock out Gwen? He will hold on to his position. And Gwen, who's been in first consecutively for like 30 of these rounds, honestly, now gets knocked out with a single touch. Fantastic performance from Lingo though, to stabilize after his mistake. And yeah, just a couple of hundredths there. You gotta be consistent when it matters. These last 10 rounds, so much more important to drive the 112s now than in the beginning, when 113 was palatable and survivable. Now it has to be 112 or you're at risk. You never know what the others are gonna do, but if you push to such a level that it's unlikely they can match it, that's like a 112.8. Right now, Wosal last, 0.3 behind, gets the red number, and let me tell you guys, when you get into last, you hear this huge alarm sound. Nah, when you're last on a checkpoint. So that adds to the stress of being the player in last. Like right now, Scrappy has this noise. He knows it all too well from Cup of the Day, and knows that it is time to full risk. And as soon as you hear that, you might often crash by taking an extra risk. Scrappy last into the ending, but in his world record, he had the best ending by far. Can he repeat it? Good second turnaround, lots of speed now. Uffy and Wosal side by side with him, but he misses a bit, and he has to release, and Scrappy goes out in 10th. And that seems like a good performance, but it's just before the big points. This is only about 92 points, where had he survived a few more rounds, this could be a lot more. So unfortunate there for Scrappy. Because like I said, had it been, you know, 7th, it would be double the points in this performance. So, unfortunate. Alright, next round, just want to quickly get the points distribution. So, 96 points for surviving this round. With Wissy and Tona again left, yeah, it's going to be a nail-biter for Scrappy. Nyko as well could cost a lot of damage on the leaderboard. Wissy has made a huge mistake and doesn't get a good reactor zoop. That's 0.7. Ooh, close to the wall. But gets on by. 0.9 now. We've really only seen players come back from this point if there's other mistakes in front. Let's see what happens. Into the ending. They all know the gap. It's not fully a margin you're able to save, but you don't have to risk either. And that is a big burden off your shoulders in this ending. You don't have to drive the perfect, optimal line. Just make sure you get through each turnaround, and you're fine. And they all get it. We have our top 8. So now, guys, per round, the points double. I'll quickly show this so you see what's gonna happen. 96 points now for Wissy in 9th. 8th place 100 points, 7th 200, then 300, then 400, 500, 600, 700, and 1,000. It's just so valuable to get to this point to have a chance at the big points up front. So we'll see what this does to the standings. Who is going to be the one to take it all? Last week it was Massa winning. just ahead of Otak in an insane final. What now? Different players who made it to what is effectively like the final of this one. It's Nyko in last for now, doesn't get the best zoop, but Grenadi with his line gets lower speed throughout this entire part, so he drops down a little bit. Offie with a jump, also a mistake there. Falling a bit behind first place, held by Lingo. Better speed for Nyko here. Catching up to Grenadi and Tona, nice landing too. Very close as we go into the last corner with the end and off drift. It's tricky to get this perfectly. Nyko goes wide but carries a lot of speed. Still last, but not by much into the first of 3 turnarounds. The first one passes Offie and Tona. Offie now last for a moment. He passes Tona by the looks of it, who has crashed into the pole. And Tona goes out in 8th with 100 points. Still a very impressive result, especially compared to how infrequently Tona plays. If you look at Tona's results, it's so interesting because it's like he didn't play the first 2, then he got 40th, then he got 4th place, then 9th, and now he got now he got 8th. So like when he plays 3 out of 4 times, he's made it close to that top 8. So impressive. Top 7. 200 points secured for everybody here. I think it's Lingo's best score. Cannot remember him doing better than this. Also really strong for Offie finally. But super impressive from Nyko too, it has to be said, guys. I thought Nyko's result early on in Elite Cup was a fluke when he got 2nd place on France, but he can do it again. Against the World Elite in the biggest qualifier we've ever had. He does it again, gets the top 8, and he's only 15 or 16 Nyko. Very impressive. Into the ending, we have Lingo versus Grenadi in the bottom 2 positions. Lingo needs a good ending. He sniped Gwen earlier on. What about now? Can he get a good one when it matters? First turnaround. Strong, closer to Grenadi and Coco, 2nd one. Good, Grenadi trailing behind by about a 10th. Last turnaround for Grenadi, and Grenadi goes out by 200ths of a second against Coco. Does not quite get the result he was hoping for to catch up to Massa. Massa is about 1,000 points ahead of Grenadi in standings. And with this result, Grenadi gets closer, yes, but maybe not close enough to overtake by the end of the season. Top 6. And wow, top 6 guys are all French speaking. Offie is from the French speaking part of Switzerland, and Lingo is from the French speaking part of Canada. It's a full French battle. Shows just the influence on the game. Cool to see. Let's see who is gonna do the most here. Coco, that's a good line. Coco, by far the biggest surprise this late into the match, but a welcome surprise. Plays really well so far. Keeps the upper gear all the way through to the end and off. That is very impressive. Gets up to 2nd place before the jumps. Wosile last at this one, but now it's Offie and Nyko. Different slowdown speeds. Wosile again close to the bottom. Nyko red there. And on the last one, there was a wall hit Lingo. Lingo hits the wall. Offie overtakes Lingo out in 6th, scoring 300 points. Lingo turned into gibberish. Okay. Oh my god. It's top 5 in the Elite Cup, and we have someone who had to be banned. Focus up. Guys, lock in. You can't ask me if I can buy you club access when we're playing prestigious rounds. Read the room. Onto the ice, drop down now. Everyone does the nose down line. Offie with the safest approach. Less speed for him here. The others get a bit closer. Coco with a breakaway start though. 0.1 is a lot on this map. We've seen that. It's very hard to catch up through these plane turns. But he kind of spends it on a very safe grass turn there, Coco, and his lead has diminished. Everybody within a tenth. This is like going to the slot machine in the ending here. No idea who's gonna get out in front, but for these players it matters a lot. Wosal with a good first one. Offie now last. Second one, Offie overtakes Wosal. Wosal last. Last one, that looks poor for Wosal. Oh, but it's only a couple of hundredths. Offie remains ahead. Wosal out in 5th. And my god, guys, we have Coco and Offie, who have never really gotten this far. To give you perspective, Coco's best result so far is a 14th place, and now he's in the top 4. And Offie's best result is a 14th place as well. Nyko's gotten 2nd and Binks has won them, but they've both been in 14th and 15th, and now on this map, they're in the top 4. Binks consistent as ever. I mean, he is ruling the Elite Cup so far. Likely to inherit 1st place again in the overall standings after this one, but yeah, very impressive from these other players who had to perform now to get a result like this. Through the drift, it's Nyko last. Coco again going a bit too wide on the grass, does he not? We saw this last time too. He had a very fast tech part, then slightly too wide in this grass turn, and now he's trailing. Now it's difficult. Keeps the 4th gear for a very long time, does a good drift, gets closer, and we are in the reactor boost. Things can happen. He has 0.1 to catch. Still remains 0.1 down. Second turn around. That's closer. Offie failed it a bit. Now it's a nail biter. Last one. Coco, better speed. He holds on. He snipes Offie by 0.06 of a second. And goes into the top 3. Offie flying a bit too far in the reactors. Doesn't get the zoops. Very impressive from Offie though. He needed this. He's gonna jump from 33rd in the standings to very high up, guys. I'll catch you up on the full results after the match. No! No, 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 no. Oh, a lapse of concentration. Or perhaps a bit of nerves. Failing the very first corner on a map like this is so rare to see. I don't know if he can come back from this. 0.8 is the difference when speed has settled. I mean, he's gonna lie in wait. He's gonna be an annoying distance away from the others, where if you mess up anywhere, you trip up a little bit, then maybe. The grass turn. You see Binks goes much lower. Coco, a little bit higher on the approach. Carries more speed, okay? I mean, it's interesting for a potential final, these line differences. Coco is ready to full send here. He's training for a final. Look at that. Not holding anything back. But he also has to make sure he doesn't fail the identity. Failing now with such a gap would be disaster. It's 600 points for Nyko. It is going to be Coco versus Binks in the final. Good luck to both. Binks has won these. He's been in finals, gotten 2nd too. Coco, like I said, best performance, a 14th place. Could win the Elite Cup on South Korea against the raid boss Binks, who's gotten a 2nd place, a 3rd place, and a 1st place so far. All eyes on Coco now. Does he dare to full send? It's Binks ahead by 200th in the first couple of turns. On the drift. Little wide there. Binks gaining further hundredths, but good line from Coco. He sends. He doesn't let off accelerate to the end and off. And remains close. 700. Oh, but the nerves perhaps. The nerves perhaps. A little more shaky than Binks. Binks used to the situation. Been here many times. And his Elite Cup standings are gonna look ridiculous. You can't just show up to a tournament where all the best players in the world are playing and keep getting podiums and keep getting, but he does it. Binks is doing Binks things, and this French Esports Nations Cup spot is gonna be ridiculous to catch up to. I say that now, but let's hold a little bit longer before we declare a winner. He is not gonna fail this. That was clinical. Binks wins this Elite Cup. GG. 1,000 more points. And now let's quickly take a look at the overall standings and what this match did to the scoreboard. So again, we are looking at the check marks on the left here. If it says DH, that is from DreamHack. That means that these players are already pre-qualified. And we're looking at who has the check mark with numbers 1 through 8 and 1 through 16 on the EMC column. Might take a little bit for them to be updated. Now they're here. Binks has claimed first place so far with 3,400 points. Like I said, this French spot is impossible to catch up to, honestly. He is going to qualify. And then we also see that Grenady, the difference between Grenady and Musa is now 800 points. So maybe Grenady can catch up to that one. We look at the points. Nyko now very strongly looks secured for EWC. Other than that, Coco into the top 8 in points, actually. Knocking out Scrappy from that. And Uffy finds himself just 10 points behind Mime for the top 8 in EWC qualifier with three matches to go. Is my camera frozen? Or is it in the way? Oh, it's so big. Wait, why is my camera so big? Sorry, guys. Sorry. Sorry about that. Here. Can you see it now? Should I zoom in? In the way, it's better to see. Yeah, 10 points between... Sorry, it's Uffy and Zerar, not Uffy and Mime. But still very close. Move the chat! Oh my lord, this was a lot of stuff. I hope my editor can just put a screenshot of the standings instead of me fumbling about. So it's easier to see. Okay, here. Yeah, very close. Tona's there. I mean... Tona, Scrappy, Wissy, Heave, Uffy, Zerar, and Mime are all within 100 points of each other. That's one position. Lingo, if he had gotten 3 positions further, Lingo, he would have jumped up into the qualified spots. Like, it is unbelievably close. Unbelievably close. And if we look at ENC standings, right now Chemko has the Turkish spot. Other than that, no changes here. I mean, the UK ENC spot is interesting because Pac now has it at 1,112 points. Apples could snipe that. He's 200 points away. Wissy is 500, but Josh is 700 points away, and he could score 1,000 on Australia. So watch out for that. What website is this? This is the Trackmania.com esports tab. If you go to Trackmania.com and you press esports and you press Elite Cup, more information. Elite Cup rankings here. This is the one. So that is where we're at. But guys, I do not have time for a very long stream. I appreciate all the resubs and stuff that happened during the match. I actually have to go because I'm attending a birthday party today. So at first I didn't think I was going to be able to stream, but this exact window of time for the Elite Cup happened to line up. So that's why I'm also wearing a shirt. I gotta rush to this birthday party, but I will see you guys in not too long. See you in a couple of days. It's going to be fun. Going out on a boat and stuff. I don't know what the plan is, but something like that. So thank you all for watching. Can I just ask, did you have any lag issues today at all? Either platform? Because I think once and for all, we have fixed the lag issue, and I am ecstatic about this. This is like The best news ever. No lags, no frame drops. There were a couple of times I tabbed out, which might have been low frame rate on the game. But that's amazing. That is amazing. What was the issue? I think I was trying to send too much bitrate to Twitch. I think that was actually the problem. Because it was only lagging on Twitch but not on YouTube. So yeah. W, very happy about that. Okay, but guys, I will see you all in a bit. Thank you all for watching. You're the best. Be back Monday, I think. Monday, likely to stream again. Hope you guys beat some unbeaten author times while I'm gone. Try to reduce the number. I'll hunt some more when I'm back too. And enjoy some other Trackmania streams. I'll send a raid in a second. Thank you all. Check out the YouTube. We're posting the Red Bull Faster video tonight, I think. Take care. Bye-bye.